Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. It's great to see you virtually. And today, what I am so excited to bring to you is a break, an awakening, a refreshing, a rejuvenating little bit of time that it takes to change the entire feeling and the mood and the breath that you receive in and the circulation in your body. I know sometimes I find myself sitting for long periods of time. I drive a lot, and I live in Connecticut and travel to Pennsylvania to see family. And those 4 hours can be grueling just sitting in the same seat. When I get out of the car, I feel like I'm still in that seated position. It's like, oh, trying to get back up. Same with sitting down in an office chair or watching a couple episodes of your favorite series. So today, as a massage therapist and a craniosacral therapist and someone who loves to move, I practice yoga, I love to run, I love to be busy gardening. I'm up and about a lot, and I feel my best when I'm up moving, and there's reasons why. We are meant to move. Our bodies were meant to stay in motion. And when we become stagnant, when we become still for long periods of time, like 7-8 hours of sleep at night, the first few steps in the morning can be kind of creaky. I know if I sit at my desk for too long, when I get up, I can feel achy and tired and heavy. I don't know if any of you can attest to those kinds of feelings of just feeling out of it. Unfocused, unmotivated. So in the next couple of minutes, a handful of minutes, I'm going to take you through some movement, and I'm going to incorporate some conscious breathing and some yummy self-massage techniques that you can do right in your office space. So we're going to do a combination of standing and seated. If you want to do everything seated, feel free, but I'm going to invite you right now to get up and stand up. Feel your feet on the ground, and we're going to start with some standing movement and breathing, and then we're going to sit down and do some continued movement and breathing, and then end with some yummy self-massage. So find your way to a standing position. I'm going to move my chair back so you can see my whole body. I'm going to see if I can get all of you on my screen. Perfect. Oh yeah, and if you don't want to show yourself, that's totally cool too. So find your feet on the ground and just go back from the balls of your feet to your heels, balls of your feet to your heels, and to the sides of the feet, and just feel a nice solid connection to the ground, the carpet, the hardwood floor, bending your knees slightly, soft knees. And now start to make your weight go over to one side. So you can balance on your right foot and lift your left foot up and feel that balance, and come switch feet, whatever side you weren't balanced on first, and just notice the balance, feel the wobble, all good. If you want to hold on to your desk or a wall for balance, that's fine too. So go ahead and lift up one of your feet. And we're going to start out with some waking up the toes. So crunching the toes and release, crunch and release, crunch and release. And we're going to do this a few times, like 8 or 10 times on each side, just waking up the toe, and now circle your ankle. All of our joints have synovial fluid, and it's what lubricates the joints. Go ahead and reverse the ankle. It lubricates your joints and helps with mobility, and also can help to not feel so stiff. It'll loosen up the joint area, increase your range of motion. Go ahead and switch feet. So I'm gonna hold on to I'm gonna see if I can balance, and go ahead and crunch your toes, crunch and release, crunch and release, crunch and release, waking up the toes. I forget I have toes when I'm seated for a long time, and it's like, where are they? Go ahead and rotate your ankle in one direction. Ooh, feels good. High feet, high ankles. And go ahead and bring your foot down. And at this point, go ahead and take some steps. So what I'm doing, I'm going to the balls of my feet. I'm not lifting my feet off the floor. I'm just stepping using the balls of the feet. And go ahead and turn this into a march. Lifting your feet up, waking up the hips, waking up the knees, and bring your feet back to the ground about a foot apart so you have this nice solid surface. Go ahead and start doing a little knee bounce, waking up the knees. Hello, knees. Even though we are bent a lot, just to get that joint moving, it's called dynamic stretching. When we're moving the joint instead of just holding on to a stretch, this is a great way to increase circulation. And as I said before, get that synovial joint or synovial fluid flowing through the joints. All right, now let's move our hips from side to side. Right away, I can start to feel a little bit of a stretch along the IT band, along the sides of the legs. Feeling the stretch. And now make circles with your hips. Oftentimes, the hips are my number one tight muscle area from seating or sitting too long, and reverse. Awesome. And moving on up, we're gonna bring our hips to stillness, and you can do any one of these. Some of these might resonate with you more than others. You could pick one or two or three of these and just take a few moments to do them at your desk. We're gonna do a little arm swing here. Really all it takes is a minute to 3 minutes of just doing something to change it up. And breathe. Notice the air flowing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And go ahead and continue this rotation, and you can slap, give your shoulder blades a hello. So it looks like this from behind. You can see, just waking up the shoulders. And we can lower this twist and wake up the bum area. Good. Just feeling that nice twist. Oftentimes when we're seated, the rotation in the rib cage isn't happening, and the muscles in between the ribs, called the intercostal muscles, can get tight, which makes us not breathe as fully because our diaphragm then doesn't get as much expansion when we inhale. All right, coming to stillness here. We're gonna find our seat again, and we're gonna start doing some seated, oh, there's one more thing I want to do. I almost forgot, it's called breath of joy before we sit down. So breath of joy, there's 3 inhales and 1 exhale. You inhale when your arms come forward. You inhale when your arms come out. You inhale when your arms come up. And on the exhale, you can either just drop your arms, or you can drop your body, like drop your torso, so that you're kind of in this position like so. So it looks like this. And preferably do this with a smile on your face because it's called breath of joy. So it's in 3 inhales through the nose and 1 exhale out of the mouth. This is so great if you only have like 30 seconds to like regroup. So it goes like this. Are you following? Add a smile. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Awesome. Go ahead and do a little shimmy with the shoulders. Loosening up the chest area. Great. Just take a minute here before we sit down, or a few seconds, and see how you feel already. You might feel some tingling through your body. You might feel a need to smile, or you might feel like you want to take in a yawn or a deeper breath. Or waking up the cells in the body. So go ahead and find your seat. I want to incorporate another breathing technique, and you can do this right at your desk, seated. I'm going to show you a profile, what I mean by breathing into your back. And I'm going to exaggerate this, but the more you exaggerate it is the more you invite the visualization of air coming to that part of the body, which will help the body to expand more. So when I say breathe into the back, I literally think about breathing as if I had a huge set of lungs in my back. And my chin is going towards my chest, and I exhale out. Taking a breath into the front, almost as if someone had a string and it was lifting my chest up on an angle towards the ceiling, and exhale. Let's do that string again. So inhale, chest lifts up and out, and exhale, chin to chest, and we round. And let's send a breath in the back again. Inhaling, really sending the chin to the chest. And on the exhale, we come into an upright position. The proper alignment is when your ears are in line with your shoulders, which are in line with your hips. Anything forward, head forward, adds literally pounds to what your neck, the back of your neck has to support. So when it's balanced, your head is balanced on top with in line, ears in line with shoulders, in line with hip. This is the optimal postural position. It also gives you way more room in your diaphragm area to inhale more oxygen, to oxygenate the body, to send more oxygen into the blood. So I'm going to face you. That kind of breathing you could do just as like a 2-minute break. So you breathe into the back, you breathe into the front, and you can also put your hands on your rib cage, on your sides, and think of expanding to the right. So on your inhale, loading up that rib cage with air, and exhale, you can slightly push it in with your hand. And on the other side, loading up on the left rib cage. I can feel the muscles expanding, a little stretch. Breathing, believe it or not, is a gentle stretch. So the more we can expand the rib cage, we stretch the muscles in between the ribs, allowing for more air to come in. Great, you guys. Okay, let's start getting into the head and the neck and the arms. So I have a technique I like to do with my knuckles, and I tap my way into massaging my body. So traditional massage is squeezing and doing the rubbing like this, but you can also tap, and they call it tapotement. So using this part of your knuckles, we're going to be hitting gently with this part of the hand, okay? So it looks like this, just a nice tap onto the neck. I can even move forward a little bit more here to let you see. You go ahead and wake up the neck area, and you can go into your chest, and use both your knuckles, and tap into the other side of your neck. Great, waking up the neck. You can even tap into the back of your neck. I especially love this. And at the base of your skull, if anytime you feel a little tired in your arms or shoulders, you can just shake it out and pick up where you left off. So take your opposite knuckle with your arm, and you're going to tap down the arm and turn the arm around, saying hello to the arm, waking up, feeling sensation. And then do the other arm, shoulder, the fronts of the arms, just tapping gently. Go ahead and tap the palms of your hands out. And the other palm. Awesome. And rubbing your hands together. Shaking out the hands. Good. Good. And remember the breath of joy? We did the 3 inhales and the exhales. Well, now we're going to do breath of joy in our shoulders. So it's 3 inhales through the nose, 1 exhale out of the mouth. And it looks like this. It goes 3 up and then a release. So shoulders go towards the ears and then this feels so good, you guys, honestly. Come join me right now. Ready? Go. Inhale. Exhale. And go at your own pace. Let's do 5 more of these. And on the exhale, you can actually really let it out. Vibration is known to also be very relaxing to the nervous system, and your voice creates an internal massage, an internal vibration. So inhaling. I'm going to do 1 more for good measure. Excellent. Shaking out the shoulders. Great. So now we're going to pull back on the hands, these beautiful fingers. We're getting ready for a face massage. So we're going to prep our fingers. So 1 at a time, literally, you can pull back. So think about this. All day, we are doing things that go like this, whether it's texting, typing, playing instruments, cutting vegetables. Everything we do requires like a grabbing motion. So if we gently pull back and feel that stretch in our fingers, oh, it just feels so good to go the opposite direction of what we're used to doing. And change hands. Go ahead and stretch. Oh, I just had my knuckles cracked a couple of times. Make sure, don't forget your sweet thumbs. Go ahead and interlace your hands and press them towards camera. And do that again. And you can inhale, exhale. Great. All right, now on to the face massage and the cranial massage, if you don't mind getting your fingertips in your hair. So what I'm using is the pads, the finger pads. I'm not scratching with my nails. I'm just using this part right here. These can actually be really, like, these are tools and they feel really good. You can tap with your fingertips too, but I like to use a raking technique, which literally I just drag like this. I rake through. So go ahead, and I do like to shampoo the top of my head or my cranium. So literally give yourself, using the pads of your fingers, a shampoo. And you can do the base of your skull and the side of your skull, the top. Oh, feels so good. Oh. All right, so from here, we're gonna go ahead and rake our forehead. So literally, you can start in the center, close your eyes, and rake off to your temples. Do that a couple of times. I was just talking before the presentation here. We have 42 muscles in the face, which are used. Go ahead and rake down from the temples, your cheeks, your jaw. You'll be able to feel your jaw. Open your mouth and allow your mouth just to hang. It looks a little silly, but who cares, right? It feels so good. And go ahead and rake your cheek muscles. So these muscles are muscles of expression and also help us to open our eyes and open our mouth and move our nose. And probably wiggle our ears. I don't know how to wiggle my ears. I give my ears the command to do it and it doesn't work. Okay, so we're raking our face, feeling our jaws relax. Oftentimes we're clenching our jaws and we don't even realize it. Go ahead and rake down your neck. Oh, feels so good. Awesome, you guys. Just take a moment and put your hands into your thighs. We have a little bit more massage to do yet. Just take a moment and feel what it feels like now that you've made contact with your face and you've pressed into a lot of muscles in your head, your face, and your neck. And allow your jaw, your lips to part, the top layer and bottom layer of your teeth to separate. Relax your jaw, good. And just take a breath in and out, feeling how you feel right now. And adding on one more piece of massage. So we're gonna do some upper trap work here and neck using a clamping motion. So I'm literally going like this with my hands, and I'm just grabbing the side of my neck. And you can do opposite side or same side, whatever suits you. I find that using the opposite side, I can get to the upper trap area a little better. And I'm just squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. I'm flushing out old blood, welcoming new blood. Remember to keep breathing, feeling your feet on the floor, relaxing your jaw, and switch sides, saying hello to the side of your neck, pinching your upper traps. Feels so good. Now you don't have to ask your partner or your child to rub your shoulders, and now you know how to do it. All right, so now take both your hands and just cup the back, clasp your hands like so, and bring them around to the back of your neck. This is a wonderful breathing exercise, again, like a minute break, if you just have a minute and want to change things up. So it looks like this. I'm going to inhale, and on the exhale, so I rake my hands down as my chin goes up towards sky. So it starts again, hands clasped, taking an inhale, really feeling the air, filling up your upper chest. And then on the exhale, out of the mouth, raking the fingers down. And I am pressing a little bit. And that gives a little stretch to the muscles in the neck and the chest region once again. Great, one more time, taking an inhale and exhale. Awesome, you guys. If you want an additional neck stretch, you can clasp your hands again behind your neck and then just allow gravity to do the work. You're not really pushing. Just bring your chin towards your chest and you'll feel the weight of that clasped hands pressing gently, and you'll feel it probably in your upper back. Go ahead and take a breath into your upper back. We're almost finished. You're almost there. All right, great. And on the next inhale, raise your hands above your head, releasing the clasp, and exhale. And one more inhale, lifting the shoulders towards your ears, and exhale, rolling the shoulders back and down. And now put your hands, palms up, onto your thighs, closing your eyes. Take a moment here. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel your seat. Check your posture. Visualize ears in line with shoulders, in line with hips. Part your lips. Separate your top and bottom layer teeth. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you. And allow one more conscious breath in through your nose and out through your mouth in your timing. Inhale through the nose. And longer than you thought you had it in you to exhale it all out. Just take a minute to check in. Feel your body. Feel any tingling or any new energy that has come into you through all the breathing and the movement that we did. And as you're ready, you can open your eyes and maybe smile. I thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope that some of this resonated for you. If you have any questions, or if there was a body part that I missed, or something that you would want an additional stretch for, I think we might have a minute or a few minutes for that if you want to ask me any questions. Again, my name is Maria Allen, and I'm a massage therapist in the area locally. I've just started massaging outside at people's houses and on my deck. So if you are interested in massage, I am very close by Haven and would love to get my hands on you. And also I do some yoga stretching for people and craniosacral therapy sessions. So if you have any questions about the stretches or breathing, I would love to hear them.
Thank you, Maria. This was incredible. I just feel like I had so much tension in my neck and now it's gone. I'm not sure if I'm the only one. Feel free to unmute yourselves. But yes, it was incredible. My favorite was the breath of joy. It just totally like loosened up my muscles. It was incredible.
Great.
Yes.
How do you guys feel? Does anyone else feel any changes in their body or your mindset? I mean, I know for me, the breath of joy, like you were saying, Malou, it always makes me smile, and then it becomes like an internal smile. Sometimes I have, the outside goes in versus the inside goes out.
Yeah.
So how are you guys feeling?
That was great. I really enjoyed it. I almost wish I was more tense, because I know I would have felt it, even more. Like, I remember when I was working full time and sitting behind a desk all day, my neck would just be killing me. And, I feel fairly relaxed right now, but that was, definitely beneficial.
Great.
Yeah, it was really good. I'm in a small space, so I feel like I couldn't, expand the way I wanted to. I mean, my office is an old closet. So I think that's the one challenge. You said something about any questions about body parts, like specifically my upper back is, I think, my problem.
Like in between your shoulder blades?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Yes. So some of the things that come to mind for me is strengthening them and stretching, because sometimes they are overstretched already. Like if we are hunched, if we just are doing stuff like this,
yeah,
those muscles in between our shoulder blades, they're called the rhomboids. They can get long. They can be stretched long and get sore because they're not at their optimal length, because we're constantly stretching them out. So one thing that I work on, because this is a spot for me too, is my posture, becoming more aware of that thing we talked about, the ear. Does that make sense, you guys? When the ear is in line with the shoulder, in line with the hips, I catch myself like 200 times a day with this, but it's like bringing that back. And one thing I would suggest is, to your degree, to be able to do a stretch. It's really helpful for me. Can you see this when it's hands clasped?
Yep.
And then I bring my shoulders, like I clasp my palms together. It's like, it's a yoga thing. Does that make sense to bring that back?
I've done that too.
And then the other thing that might even be a little bit better is there's two I'm going to give you. One is to come to a door, or even, I'm going to angle this over here and show you my wall. I face away from the wall. So let me give this way. So I'm working on my left arm. So I'm about a foot or so away from the wall, and I'm facing you. Well, I'm going to turn away from the wall. So literally my feet are facing away from the wall, and I get this really great stretch here.
Yeah.
So that starts to retrain the muscle. It's an exaggeration of like shortening it, but it retrains the muscle to lengthen here, because you think about the opposite. If this is stretching long, this is going to become short here.
Yeah.
So by coaxing the muscle into a nice stretch in the front, it'll inform the backside to start going back to its normal position. The other thing that I want to recommend for you, which is real simple, you can do at your desk, is a conscious shoulder roll that's just, it's very slow, and it's like one on each side. So you're not doing them both like real quick. I literally bring my shoulder up to my ear and back, and I also incorporate my whole arm, like I'm opening up my palm. So my arm is like angled a little bit behind me at this point, and I even turn my pinky so it's up towards the ceiling. Do you feel that difference?
Yeah, totally. That's great.
Yeah, pinky made. And then you can do like a doorknob, and just go open and shut the doorknob in this position, as long as your shoulders don't feel tired. If they do, take a rest. So this starts to what they call externally rotate the shoulder area and bring that shoulder blade back into place. So using this opening and closing of the doorknob is really, really good. And then you can do it on the other side. And then when you feel like you can do both consciously, which you probably can, I just like to kind of take them one at a time and work that. And all the while, keeping your belly tucked in. Because the next thing, if we, go like that, then we have some constriction in the low back. So keeping that posture, if you just take a few breaks like that during the day, that could be really helpful in just retraining that. And it's also working the muscle by going like this. You're actually giving yourself a little bit of a workout. And you could take like a can of soup or something if you wanted to really get crazy and apply like a pound there. So then you would really be doing some weight training.
Yeah. But this feels great because I can feel the stretch right away. That's incredible.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. And this part too, because sometimes we focus on what feels achy without addressing the opposing muscle that may be contributing as well to what actually hurts. So this way you start to open up your pectorals, your chest muscles, while you're strengthening and getting the posture all reset in the back. So it's like a twofer.
That's great. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm so happy you guys showed up today. And, pick a couple, like even like something so simple as allowing, this is a real popular one in yoga class, where again, you're not really pushing. It's allowing gravity. Do you feel that?
Mm-hmm.
To get this part of your neck opened up. And if you want a more intense stretch, you can use your arm that's resting down and press it towards the ground like you're pointing to the earth. And when you point that straightened arm to the earth, you'll immediately feel a bigger stretch. And you can like point, get that dynamic movement in that I talked about. So and then you can do shoulder rolls too from this position. So there's loads of stuff you can do in small spaces. I have a very small space here too. I'm in the corner of our TV room, what you're looking at right now. I happen to have like wingspan right here, but it's pretty small. Yeah. And this one is actually good for your shoulder blades too, Amy, because if you do that roll like that, you're getting movement into the joint, your shoulder blade joint, which will just help it feel more loose and available.
That's great.
This is awesome, Maria. So if we don't have any more questions, I think this is This concludes our webinar. Maria, thank you so much for joining us. As always, it's a pleasure to have you.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thank
Stay
you.
healthy.
Everyone.
Bye-bye.
Have a great week, everyone. Bye.
See you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.